After reading Neufeld's A.D. and Henrik Juel's Defining a Documentary Film, there are several types of documentary styles that can be seen within A.D. One thing that I particularly liked was John Grierson's coined phrase, the creative treatment of actuality. I felt that that was a perfect description of A.D. because while it was in artistic form, it was a very real event. Several of Juel's points on documentaries are clearly seen in A.D. A.D. functions as an observer using observation for most of the story. The shots aren't disturbed. They don't disturb the scenes, mainly because there's no film, there's no film crew, there's no microphones, nothing to disturb the scenes. They're all drawn, so there is no disruption. Another mode was the performative mode because it isn't actually a film. It's drawn, so the artist has recreated the events to be drawn. He's choosing what to portray in his comic. And there were also a couple of poetic mode. The poetic mode was visible in a couple of the panels, specifically in Chapter 13 when Denise looks at the viewer and asks, "How can this be happening? Don't the authorities know about us?" It's almost like she's looking at a camera, so it gives it a very film-like quality. I also got that feeling in the epilogue when he draws himself into the comic, talking to the characters after the events. What was it, a year and a half later, and 6 months after that. You get a very film-like quality to what's happening. A couple of the other types of modes he pointed out to pick up on when trying to define a documentary was the two in particular that I noticed for A.D. was the coherency and the correspondence. And as he defined in his essay, coherent as a non-contradictory whole, there's nothing to argue in A.D. Katrina happened, these people exist, and that ties into the correspondence aspect as well, because these were historical facts, events, and people. So Henrik Juel's his essay, The Defining a Documentary Film, ties in very well to A.D. because you can pick up on a lot of the points he made when defining a documentary, and it does define A.D. as a documentary.